beautiful beings. This is Racquel Palmisi. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, although it'll probably be Wisdom Thursday by the time this comes out. No matter. When I have a quandary, when I have a question, I often come here to visit a very special and secret place to me that I'm going to share with you. And I call this my wisdom tree. My wisdom tree comes to me as I come to her in many different ways. Sometimes she is, see, I can do this. Sometimes she comes to me as the divine feminine. Sometimes she is gangly and full of legs and arms. Sometimes she comes to me, he comes to me as the divine masculine with his, let's see if I can find it, with his beautiful, huge trunk and ancient roots deep into the ground. This tree, I can't even imagine how old this tree is. Hundreds and hundreds of years old. But they, the beings of this tree, speak to me all the time. They are always here for my questions and quandaries. They receive me as a fellow soul. I know this tree. I love this tree. And the question that I am bringing here today is a question that I've been working on for decades. And I have some tools that answer this question. It's a big part of my work. But there is a core aspect to this question that I will probably be trying to evolve for the rest of my life. And the question is, how do we truly let go of something that no longer serves us? I ask this tree being, or the beings in this tree, and what I get back is the letting go is in the staying still. And of course a tree would say that. But what that means is so much bigger than I can ever imagine. The letting go is in the standing still. Sorry, there's little bugs here. Because we all have these stories, these interminable mind noises coming to us over and over again. The stories of self-deprecation, hopelessness, doubt. I thought I worked on this a long time ago, and here it is back again, this feeling, this pattern, this reactivity that I have. I can't seem to let it go. How do I do that? It can torture us. We feel like we're imprisoned by it. We feel that we're being run by it, like manipulated by it. What we don't realize is that outside of the story, we are already free. That outside of the story, none of this exists. How do we let something go that has been gnawing on us for such a long time, or even if it hasn't been a long time. Supposing a friend says something really hurtful to us, we will often develop an inner dialogue with that person and tell them what we think, and we'll chew on it and we'll regurgitate it, and we will go into judgment of them, and we'll come up with a million reasons why they're wrong, and it will grow, and then that thing will attach on to more things from our past. So it reminds me of my uncle who always put me down and would never listen to me, and now this person never listens to me, and I feel like I'm not received, and pretty soon it grows. It can grow into something really big and interconnected, just like the roots of this amazing tree. Interconnected, and man, if you look at the networks of these trees and how each one of them are interconnected and always communicating with one another, you would see something similar to the networking of these programmed in ideas of ours that form like a network in our brains and nervous systems and hearts, where they become interconnected with other experiences, and pretty soon we're just run by it, and we're in the rabbit hole and we don't know how to get out. You know, relationships have broken up over this, friendships, parents and children's relationships have gone sideways because of the intractability of being able to let go of the angst and anxiety and story that we carry with the story. So how do we actually let go of it? We breathe, we let it come up, we feel it. If we're doing our work, we seek someone to help us get it out of ourselves. We'll breathe, we'll get somatic work, we will write about it, we will have affirmations, we will try to see the situation more clearly, and yet the feeling of it, we can let go of some of it at the layers in the core of us. They stick around, waiting to get triggered once again. So all that work is really important. And I hope that we are all, or everybody listening to this, is at a point where they know how to take care of themselves a little bit when they get triggered and not just lash out. If you don't, time to learn some tools. But to let go of the really core elements of what we're carrying, we get to a place where we feel this is what we came into this life to learn. Some of these are so deep, so all-consuming. These thoughts and identities that we have of ourselves. I'm not able to think in a certain way. I'm not good at this. I only like this, that, or the other thing. I don't get along in groups of people. You know, all the identifications that are waiting to get triggered. There are stories. I'll never be able to love fully. I've been too hurt. I'm just an angry person. And then we build up the ideas and beliefs around those things that support those things. The first step really in releasing a core program like that in ourselves is to do the work of unbelieving it. As true as it sounds, and as much as life seems to want to support it with incidents like, see, I told you, kind of things that happen to us, maybe over and over again. As much as that happens, we have to stop believing in the validity of the messaging of it. How to do that is each individual's way. I've had to stop believing in things that seem so true to me on a personal and in my worldview, personal level and in my worldview. I have had to discipline myself to not have any deep-rooted ideas that cause me to think I know about how the way things work. Letting go of a core program, identity, story in ourselves requires us to find the stillness of the wisdom tree. This tree has allowed itself to grow in the way that is possible for it to grow. I don't know if you can see it, but there are branches that come off this tree that are rooted into the ground. They come all the way down and then rooted into the ground in another place. That's how old this being is, how wise, how it has withstood fires and floods that come racing down through this canyon here. How it has even thrived in this way, ready to share its divine knowing with all of us who are willing to visit. There's even a bench here. Can you see it? Even a bench here. There's my water bottle, where you can sit and commune with this tree in the middle of the woods. Do we take the time to get really still, to be grounded, not just quiet, but still, breathing, feeling the weight and density of those messages that we hold? Even if they seem to have a truth to them, are we willing to see that they're not real? That right outside of the realm of all of our feelings of dysfunction and angst, there is this tree who has figured out how to thrive for hundreds and hundreds of years. This tree that comes to you if you sit with it. And always in a way that you can receive her. That you can see how God works in him. The divine masculine in this tree, holding the love with wide open arms, so that the divine feminine can do her dance of creation. And the tree doesn't ask to be seen. doesn't really ask for anything. A little rain would be nice. Doesn't ask for anything but to be, to exist. Can you be still enough to actually let something go? Thank you, my friends. Love from the forest. See you next Wednesday.